Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing, something I'm very excited about in this one. If you've seen other ones of these, you can probably see from the box what's in here. But of course it's likely in the title anyway, so that's probably meaningless. Okay, let's dive straight in here. Bit of a story behind the delivery of this one, unfortunately. I ordered it from cubes.com quite some time ago. I paid for it on the 1st of December, but as you might be aware, there were some problems with the first batch of these, so they said they wanted to wait until the second batch came before they sent it, which is fine. I wanted the good batch, obviously, not the ones that was getting all the cracks in the pieces. So a couple of weeks went by, I'd heard nothing from them, so I dropped them an email to ask whether it had been shipped yet. This was on the 18th of December, remember that number, 18? The first time I asked them, and got no response from them. I then tried again on the 28th of December and got no response from them. I then opened a PayPal dispute, because you have to get within the 45-day deadline. It had been over a month, so that's the only way I could think to make them respond to me. And lo and behold, they responded the next day. They sent me a tracking number, which they'd never done originally, which informed me that the parcel was waiting for me at the local post office and had been there since the 15th of December. So because they hadn't sent me the tracking, I'd had no parcel through my door, because for some reason courier companies 4 out of 5 times just simply can't find my clearly marked entrance. I have no idea why, but it happens all the time. So I had no way of knowing that it was there. But so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I've very much extolled the virtues of Cubes.com in the past as being one of the best companies out there for customer service and prices. The prices are still the same. This puzzle has cost me $32 less than I've seen it anywhere else. However, the customer service leaves a lot to be desired now, and I'll have to very much consider whether I want to continue using their services, because it's become that bad. You know, you can't get replies to emails and you don't know what's going on. It's frustrating, but oh well. Anyway, enough of the bad stuff. Let's move on to the good stuff. Look at this thing. Let me just move my camera a little bit closer now that the big box is out of the way, so you can get a better look. Look at this thing. This is fabulous. I know I've seen it on other people's videos, but seeing it in person is even better. It looks awesome. It's actually, obviously it's a very big puzzle, but it's actually not kind of as big as I expected. It always looks bigger in the pictures and things than it actually is in person. So yeah, let's get this thing out of the box. Let's have a look around the box. We've got pictures of the mechanism there. I've seen all these before on their Facebook posts and stuff. It's a very, very complex inner mechanism. It's really, really incredibly designed. And having seen other people's videos, the way it turns and stuff, it's just an incredible piece of engineering. And apparently they do now have all the excuse me, somebody messaging me on Facebook, the problem's sorted out. There is no more cracking in the pieces, which is obviously good. I assume some sort of materials problem or on the first batch run for some reason. I don't know exactly how it works, obviously, with the injection molding, but I'm guessing a slightly wrong mixture of ingredients in the plastic or something like that. But whatever, as long as it gets sorted out. All the people that I know of that had the crap pieces are getting replacement puzzles and things, so as long as things like that get sorted out, I don't think it's a problem. Oh, this thing is huge. It's very heavy as well, actually. I know other people have said the same thing. Spare stickers, which is great, but I'm likely going to be re-stickering this anyway. But I'll leave that until I get to actually doing that before I tell you more about that. That's going to be a job and a half, isn't it? Very well packaged, that's for sure. So yeah, this cost me, I've only ever seen it at $300 everywhere else, and this cost me $268. So it's quite a significant saving. That's, you know, it's 10% saving over what it goes for anywhere else. So it's certainly financially worthwhile buying it the way I have. But yeah, I certainly prefer to have it on the 15th instead of waiting until now. Look at this. Wow, this is so heavy. I'm curious. I want to grab my 11x11. And compare the sizes of the two. Sorry, I'm kicking my camera as I sat back down. So yeah, this is a Yuxin 11x11, which is a big puzzle in itself. But you put it next to the 13x13, and oh my goodness, this thing is so smooth. I know all the other videos of it say this, but wow, the turning is incredible. It's like, I knew it was going to be good because of other videos I've seen, but with the size and complexity of this, you expect it to have some slight issues, but that is just, look, easily finger trickable, absolutely effortless. The only thing that's making it continues turning when I finger stops. That is just astonishing. Let me just, sorry, my camera's a bit tilted up a bit too high still now that the box is out of the way. Bear with me while I sort that out. Nope, that's too close. Okay, let me show you that again. That is just astonishing. The only thing that makes that difficult is the size of it, but you can see it continues to turn after I stop pushing it. And it's every layer easily finger trickable. That is just absolutely incredible. Now, well, I say every layer, as you get a little bit further down, it becomes a bit stiffer. And a lot of that, of course, is because, oh, shut up phone. It's because obviously I've got the weight of all those other layers above it, and with it being a heavy puzzle, it's not actually stiffer, it's just that I've got a lot more pieces to move with one finger. But oh, this is absolutely astonishing. Again, and I've seen videos of other people and they've all said it turns really well, but this is beyond my expectations. It really is. Let's do the old checkerboard pattern. This is going to take, I'm kind of blessed for puzzles like this. I've got very large hands, so I can get my hands right around it, which some people do struggle with. Yeah, I can reach the middle layers, as it seems, but by gripping it with my hand, which a lot of people can't in videos I've seen, so that would make it quite difficult for solving. Get things lined up, and yep, you can just do it, line it up by wiggling it, which is great, which is the way a good puzzle works. This is better than the 11x11. The 11x11 turn is great, but this is just, it's silky smooth. It is absolutely astonishing. I've said that a few times now, but it really is absolutely incredible. It's well lubed. Well, that's fine. I mean, I would have lubed it myself anyway if it hadn't been, probably, because I lube most of my puzzles. Because, well, why wouldn't you? If it makes it turn quicker and easier, why would you not? I know some people don't like it, and obviously that's personal preference, and that's fine. But I always lube my puzzles, and that just looks incredible. Look at this thing. Oh. So yeah, the 11x11 next to it, which is in itself is a big heavy puzzle, but well, I mean, it's not dwarfed, but you can see the size difference, and it actually kind of follows the same pattern. I would say the size of the pieces on this, obviously you can see that they're smaller than they are on the 11x11, and that kind of matches the way all these puzzles go. The bigger the puzzle goes, the smaller those pieces get. But you do wonder how much smaller they could be, because obviously at some point the mechanism is going to become too thin if you keep making them smaller and smaller. So yeah, that is just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I know it's a lot of money to spend on a puzzle. I'm well aware that it's out of the price range of a lot of people, and for that I'm I'm sorry. I wish everybody could own one of these, but obviously that's not the way it is. I'm fortunate enough to have enough disposable income to be able to buy things like this. It is, I wish everybody could, but you know, these things aren't going to be cheap to produce. I mean, how many hours is it going to take just in the assembly alone? You know, forget all the design time and the production costs. What about the number of hours it's going to take somebody just to put one of these things together in the factory that has to be paid, even at Chinese wage levels, you know. I hope I never have to find that out. I really hope this thing never pops or anything, because I'd really rather go without assembling this, if at all possible. Because I did read somewhere, I can't remember how many pieces there are, physical pieces there are in this. It's a lot, and I really don't want to have to do it. But yeah, this is a Moyu have really revolutionised the puzzle market over the last couple of years. I know YJ have been around for a long time, but since the Moyu brand came along, they've really brought out some exceptional speed cubes and other puzzles, and more on the way. But this 13x13 is, I think this is their flagship model at the moment, and it is just wonderfully well realised, so well designed, made and put together. I know I'm going on and on about this, but I just can't believe how easy this thing is to turn. It's very quiet as well. That's the thing that you notice as well. You know, you don't hear pieces rubbing against each other a lot. Let me just... So there's the 11x11, you can hear that. You know, you can probably hear the 13x13. I don't know how well the video camera microphone's picking this up, but the 11x11 is a lot louder than the 13x13. Is a little bit stiffer as well. So, yeah, I'm going to have a few issues with this one, purely because of things I've mentioned before. I have some joint pain in my hands, and obviously gripping something as big and heavy as this for a long period of time is going to be a little bit difficult for me. So I'm just looking at the stickers. I want to make sure I've got everything lined up before I actually comment on it, but yeah, that clearly is. Most of them look well, but along these edges things are a bit kind of uneven. Or maybe they're not. It was just it wasn't quite lined up right. Ignore that. Let me just... No, the stickers actually look really well placed. I mean, considering how many pieces there are, and there's a lot of tiny little squares there. They really are actually positioned very well, which makes a nice change. And considering the amount of money people spend on this, it's good that they've kind of had that little bit of extra attention to detail with the stickers, which I like. I don't know whether it's applied by hand or whether it's been done by application tape sort of thing, but I don't know how well you could do that accurately with application tape, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, they look pretty good, to be honest. And bright shades, not my personal preference. I wouldn't, but they are kind of standard Moyu shades, but I wouldn't choose those shades if I was choosing them for myself. Okay then, so I think it's time we get this thing scrambled. It's been long enough. Time to get have a go at solving it. The important thing about it. No point having one if you don't go and solve it. Now and again. And I know a lot of people say big puzzles are boring. I never really find that. I enjoy them. You don't have to do them all in one sitting, so to speak. You can do them on the course of a couple of days, do an hour a day sort of thing. I find them quite relaxing to solve. I mean, I know there's no huge extra challenge compared to, say, a 7x7 solving something like this, but I still love having it anyway. I mean, the extra engineering, as much as anything else that's gone into creating this, is wonderful as far as I'm concerned, and just to own something that's required such ingenuity to design is great as far as I'm concerned. I always find these, when you first start scrambling, you think, oh, I'm not getting anything split up, but within a few turns, there you go, and you could never get it back if you wanted to. Well, not without solving it. You couldn't reverse your moves without going to the video sort of thing. But yeah, this thing is wonderful. I mean, obviously, like any big puzzle, you do have to get things lined up. That's always going to be a way, but I mean, when you think about it, when it's misaligned, that's as big as having, you know, corner cutting an entire piece. on a regular 3x3 sort of thing, which is considered to be a real achievement. And so this is kind of doing similar things as well. You can feel, you know, that's quite misaligned, but I can turn it and it lines everything up. So it could even corner cut something of this complexity, corner cuts well, you know. It's absolutely astonishing. I will need to wipe it. A little bit of the lube is leaking out, but obviously there's quite a lot in there. It's not horribly greasy all over the puzzle or anything, but I can feel that my hands are now getting a little bit kind of greasy from having the lube on them. As I said, I would have lubed this anyway. It's just a little bit's leaking out. I don't know what they've used. Probably just silicone spray. That's normally all they do on these things when they're lubed in the factories. Unlike Shengshao, they don't have to come in a plastic bag because of all the lube they put on them. But yeah, I think we're round about scrambled there. I mean, obviously you're always going to have some pieces next to where they belong. What's going to be difficult about this, and I know before you even start, is when you're building your centres, finding the right one, because you're going to want one that's, say, I don't know, 4 pieces from the top, 6 pieces from the side, and try and recognise that on while you're searching for it on every possible position on every face. Is going to be quite the challenge, and that's the thing I love about these big puzzles. Actually, is just trying to find the next piece you need, is especially towards the start of the solve. So you've got some challenge towards the start of the solve. It's not just when you get in towards the end that you have any issues. But yeah, this thing is absolutely incredible. I can say right now, with all my heart, that I love this puzzle. If you're somebody who has the money to possibly be able to afford one of these, even before I've solved it, I can recommend it wholeheartedly. This is an absolutely top quality puzzle. Really is a fabulous piece of engineering. Turns incredibly well, looks fabulous, and now that they've got the cracking issue of the edge pieces sorted out, just in case you're not aware that basically these outer edge pieces were having random cracks appearing in them. They still worked, but they, you know, probably would have fallen apart eventually, I would imagine, if they've got a lot of use. But yes, that issue has been sorted out apparently from what I've seen on the forums and on Facebook. So yeah, if you can afford to buy one of these and it's something that interests you, go right ahead. You won't be disappointed. Alright then guys, I'll go away and solve this, and I'll come back to you with some thoughts once I've done so. Okay, so as you can see, the 13x13 is now solved again, and I've still got nothing but glowing praise for this puzzle. It's just taken me something in the region of about 2 hours and 10 minutes to solve this. My video camera can record 2 hours and 13 minutes of footage on the memory card before it needs to be removed and deleted. So it just fit in. I've recorded a solve, and you will see that coming up on my channel in the next couple of days. But yes, one thing that really surprised me, is the fact that I was able to solve this in a single go, with non-stop, without suffering any real problems with my hands. That really is a testament to the fabulous turning quality of this puzzle. Something this big and heavy I really expected to have some difficulty with, but I've had none whatsoever. It didn't even leave me with my hands aching or anything. Now, as I've said, I've got very large hands, so that kind of, I don't know if you've got an 11x11, but if you have, compare the size of the way I can hold it to the way other people might have to. So it is a large puzzle, but I've got big hands, which helps. But still, I still would have expected to experience problems with it, and I just simply didn't. It is absolutely wonderful quality. The only thing I could find wrong with this, and it really is a tiny, tiny minor gripe, twice during the solve, the orange centre cap was 0.5 millimetre raised. Like, I assume what's happened is something's slightly misaligned and gone past it and just pushed it up slightly, and I just had to pop it back in. It didn't fall out. I don't know how close it was to falling out, because I don't know how far the centre cap moves before it comes off, but it was just maybe a millimetre raised from the surface of the rest of the face, and I noticed it immediately, pushed it back in, and I never had any more problems. It never happened on any other face, so I presume it's just very, very slightly looser fitting on that orange scent cap than the rest. But other than that, it is just a wonderful, wonderful puzzle. I don't really know what else I can say about this. I mean, obviously it's a 13 by 13. It doesn't offer any new challenges compared to other high order cubes, but it is an absolute pleasure to solve if you enjoy solving large puzzles as I do. And you can get the money together, then I can absolutely 100% wholeheartedly recommend this puzzle. I've sold it now, as I've just said, and I've got no problems with the cracking of the edge pieces. I've inspected every single one. None of them have any problems whatsoever. Which is when they started appearing on the first batches after people had played with it for a couple of hours, sort of thing. That's when they were fine when they arrived, but then they started cracking as people played with them. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with these ones. Every single one on the puzzle is as it was when it arrived. So the new batches of puzzles are fixed. Whatever that problem was, it is now gone on this one. This is from the second batch as far as I'm aware, and yeah, I don't really think there's a lot else I can say about this puzzle, guys. It is wonderful. Get yourself one if you like them and can afford it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please look out for my solve video coming out within the next couple of days, and I will see you next time.